Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun Shulchan Orach. Today's siman is about tefillin. Tefillin, as we know, have a lot of kedusha. They're considered stam, sefer Torah, tefillin, and mezuzos. Like sefer Torah and mezuzos, they're written. You need three things. You need it to be written ashuris, right? The old, ancient, beautiful Hebrew script. You need it to be b'dio, a wet ink, and it has to be a la klaf. It has to be on a certain parchment. Certain type of leather, which is the top, the highest quality leather, not the split grain leather, the full grain leather, the top grain leather. So you need those three things for the klafim of tefillin mezuzah. That gives them the higher kedusha, in which case they're called tashmisha kedusha, and they need geniza. The Gemara Megillah says tashmisha mitzvah, shofar, tzitzis, lulav. The tashmisha mitzvah, you can be zarkim, you can throw in the garbage. You don't have to put them in geniza, you have to bury them in the earth. Don't have as much kedusha. Now, the halacha here in Sivkat and Beis, in Siv Beis, is that if you're in a room and you're going to have sex with your wife, so you have to put your tefillin in a kli b'sol kli, right, an extra covering, one that's not normally covered with, in addition to a covering that either it's not normally covered with or it is normally covered with. You need two kisuyim, and one that's not normally covered with, or to take it out of the room, because it's a bizayon to the tefillin. Now, I asked the question this year, why is it bizayon to the tefillin? Normally, when you're together with your wife, it's a mitzvah of ona, a mitzvah of having kids, a mitzvah of enjoying yourself. Why is that a problem? Is it bizayon to the tefillin? I don't know. That's not a question I want to deal with here. The question I want to deal with over here is what the Mishnah Berurah says. He says, tefillin, v'hu adin chumashim u'sidar tefillos, sidurim, chumashim, and common chumashim, now shar svarim. Even your notes, you write your notes on the rabbi's giving a shir, and you wrote notes down. You have to also do the kli b'sol kli. Even if it's written in script, or it's written in common Rashi language, Rashi script. Not only that, the binding of the book is not considered a kisoy. You need another two kisuyim. And he brings from your Deya. It says, "Kol hamekel b'kedusha svarim hanitfas ma'atid litenes din." You're going to give judgment on this. It's full heavy k'mo ksiva. Printing is like writing, like a sofa writing. Ach b'tshuvas chavas yo your note al hakal b'zeh b'shas adchak she'en lo melachasal. He says there is one opinion that says in shas adchak, an emergency you can be mekel. Now, to me, it's hard to understand this because I don't think that our svarim, now the minhag ha'olam nowadays is to put everything in geniza. You make a photocopy of a sefer. Certainly, you have a Gemara, you put that in Geniza. Now, in order to make Kedushas tefillin, if you don't have those three things, you don't have dio, and dio has to be an ink, which is efshar limachik. It has to be able to be erased. When you have printed Gemaras, there's no way of erasing those letters. Those are printed there forever. There's no way you're going to erase those letters. You can't take the ink off. A wet ink, you can scrape off. That's dio. It has to be dio, and if it's efshar limachik, then it's not kosher dio, so it's not dio. It's not a cloth. These are things that are made out of paper. They're made out of the wood of trees, not out of the hide of animals, which is obviously worth more. Leather is worth more. And it's also not written in the beautiful ksav ashuris. Some of them are, some chumashim are, but some gemaras are not written in ksav ashuris. A lot of from your personal handwriting, Rashi script, whatever script you write in English. To put all these things in Geniza to equate it to, I'm very, it's very hard for me to say this is called Tashmisha Kedusha. The reason Tashmisha Kedusha is because they have the extra kedusha. Not only you need also when you're writing it to have in mind lishma. No one's going to say when you're printing a Gemara, right? You have lishma, right? By matzah, right? A lot of people don't eat the machine matzah for the mitzvah of matzah because you need lishma for the matzah. And who says a machine? You can have lishma when you make it through a machine matzah. You need the hand matzah, the person to have lishma. When you print svarim, the machine's printing the svarim. So who's to say you have lishma over there? And that's one of the integral things that gives us kedusha. If you don't have lishma when you write the parshios, and certainly you have to have the shmos when you write the Shem Hashem. How can you have that if you're machmir by a matzah? You're machmir over here. There's no lishma. There's no kedusha over here by these things. To equate the two and say that we exactly equate the two is very hard for me to say. I would say they're tashmisha mitzvah at best. Maybe not even tashmisha mitzvah. They're just printed pages, and they surely don't need geniza. The minhag olam, everyone has put them in geniza now. I strongly disagree with that. I don't think they need geniza. I don't think they're even. Maybe the Tashmisha mitzvah because you learn from them. It's like shofar, you're makayim the mitzvah of shofar with them, and a sefer, a gemara you learn with. I don't think they have the same kedusha. And if that's true, there's a lot of halachas. You look in the last paragraph of Megillah that we treat Sifrei Torah, Tefillin, and Mezuzos with, like putting other Svarim on top of them, or doing certain things with them, which wouldn't apply to regular Svarim over here. I really disagree with this. Again, you have to ask a rabbi over here. And certainly when you're having Tashremita, I don't think you have to cover them, cover your sitter. To cover a sitter, you have to cover the sitter. Most of the things in the sitter are not even from the Gemara, the things we say in the sitter. They're just later compilations of Tefillos. That's what I have to say about the matter. I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow.